So last week, residents of Soweto protested outside the offices of Johannesburg Mayor Dr. Mpho Phalatse to call for a more reliable and sustainable electricity supply in an area that's rife with illegal connections. Eskom claims about 50% of Soweto's electricity consumers are zero purchasers, while just 40% of locals actually pay for electricity. For more on this, we're joined by Gauteng spokesperson for Eskom, Qithi. Amanda, thank you very much for availing yourself this morning. What do we need to understand about this situation, especially when it comes to non-payment?
Good morning, Dudu, and good morning to the listeners. I think just to give you a bit of background, in terms of the Soweto, we have a total of 173,000 customers, of which about 85,000 of those customers are zero buyers. So, which means more than 50% of our customers in Soweto are actually not buying or paying for electricity. And that has a negative impact on us as an organization. And it also puts a strain on the network because you'll find that these customers are illegally connecting themselves, they're bypassing the meters, and they're also buying electricity from ghost vendors. So they're not buying electricity from the registered vendors that we have approved to sell electricity. And when it puts a strain on the network, you'll find then that the customers are sitting for extended periods without electricity because the equipment fails and the infrastructure is damaged. So those are the impacts. It's impact to us as an organization and also impact to the customers, especially those customers that are paying.
Amanda, if I heard you correctly, you said it's 183,000 customers in Soweto?
173,800 customers that we have in Soweto, and of that number, 85,563 are not paying.
Right.
Those are zero buyers. They're not buying and they're also not paying for electricity.
Sure. Of those that are not paying for electricity, there's a figure that has been bandied about of 4.5 billion rand in terms of debt. Do we put it down to those customers?
Yeah, the 4.5 billion debt is to the customers who are conventional. They are expected to pay at the end of the month when they've used electricity, and you'll find that they're not paying. So that is due to that.
Many communities also have extra buildings in the yard, right? So you'll find there's more rooms as well. What is the situation with that? Are you finding that people are actually complying when it comes to payment?
That's one of the biggest problems that we have. It's the backroom dwellers, where you find that there's only 1 meter in the main house, and the backroom dwellers are connected to that main house. And that actually puts a strain, because you would remember that the network would be designed that a particular municipal transformer is supposed to be providing supply for 5,000 customers in a particular area. But if you find that there's more than the capacity that the transformer can handle, it will obviously start to overload and it gets damaged. Hence, we then request customers that if they were just, let's say, a household that had about 4 people and they've now extended and the house is bigger and there's more people, they need to contact our offices and upgrade so that we can review and make sure that then the supply is adequate for the customers in that particular area. So it's important that customers continue to engage us when they extending their houses and they start to build bigger houses so that we can upgrade their network.
Sure. This debt of 4.5 billion rand, please just remind us, it has been accumulated over how many years, and is there a spreadsheet that can help people just go through it to actually see where this money is coming from?
So this is debt that has been increasing over the past couple of years, and you would remember that we have written the Soweto debt before. So this is a new debt that has accumulated to 4.5 billion rands.
How many years exactly?
It's over the past, I would need to check with that, but it is a new debt that they've accumulated, Dudu.
Sure. Are people able to maybe access a spreadsheet or maybe access this information just so that they can satisfy themselves? Because you do have sectors of the community in Soweto that say, well, we can't actually account for this debt. Some of us actually do pay. So show us the people that are not paying so that we can also try and help Eskom in fixing the situation.
So, I mean, you would know that with the POPIA Act that we will unfortunately not be able to provide the details of those customers that are not paying to the public, but we obviously engage the individual customers that are owing us, and we encourage them and we urge them to pay because, I mean, this is the services that they've been provided for and that they've used. So we always encourage them and remind them that they need to pay for the services that they've received. So we cannot give details of every customer as to how much they owe. Hence, it's a total debt for Soweto, but we are obviously engaging the individual customers that owe Eskom.
Fair enough. Amanda, I heard a conversation that was being held in the week, and one of the elderly people said, well, you promised us free electricity in reference to the government of the day. Do you find that that complicates the situation in terms of recovering the debt?
So I think when it comes to free basic electricity, I don't know if you're aware of it, that government has an initiative of free basic electricity, which is provided to households that have applied and registered as indigent households. So those households then should take advantage of that, the FBE, which is to assist those households who say that they're struggling to pay and they cannot afford electricity, but they need to make contact with the respective municipalities so that they can then apply, and it can be determined and assessed if they actually do qualify for FBE. And it's really particularly for indigent households.
Amanda Qithi, thank you very much for that update. Gauteng Eskom spokesperson.